All right, guys, good Friday evening. It is 10 o'clock, and hope you guys are doing well after yet another rainy Friday at times. We'll kind of break down the numbers. It's really kind of staggering the amount of rain we've seen this year on a Friday. It's actually kind of getting ridiculous at this point, but let's kind of go back through some of the numbers and then we'll look forward to the rest of the weekend forecast. We are live streaming now on the 10 News app, on our YouTube, on Facebook. So there are plenty of ways to get in touch with us here during our Appcast. Rain totals for the most part were about 1 to 3 inches. For Troutville, about 3. For Salem, about 2.5. For Appomattox, more than 2. For Wytheville and Buena Vista, more than an inch of rain out of this particular system. And I was kind of talking about some of those numbers, right? So 63% of our rain in 2023 has happened either on a Friday or on a Sunday. 38% has been on a Friday after today. We're going to add to this tally on Sunday. Saturday is looking dry for us. Again, this is not the percent chance of rain. This is the amount of rain we've seen so far. So close to 40% of our rain in 2023 has happened on a Friday. We've been tracking storms here over the course of the past few hours. Still quite wet at times in Giles County. This is around Parisburg and Narrows. This is eventually going to head toward Blacksburg here within the next probably 15-20 minutes. A few stray showers in Carroll, southern Pulaski, western Floyd County. And the good news is with these is they're not quite as strong as they were before. We're losing daylight right now, so that kind of has one thing to do with it. But as I stop the radar here, kind of self-analyze this front that we have right about there. So the air to the north of this warm front is stable, meaning that thunderstorms don't necessarily develop or thrive in that atmosphere. But as they go farther into North Carolina, they've been stronger. Areas like Elkin in North Carolina suffered some tree damage out of a storm before. So again, as these showers move north of the warm front, they're going to continue to weaken and perhaps even fizzle out here over the next little bit. So the rain clears out of the area heading through the overnight. We're still just a touch on, I don't even want to call it the muggy side, the mild side heading into the overnight and tomorrow morning. Watch for some areas of fog just because of the stillness of the air. The moisture that we've got from this recent round of rain may have some areas of fog first thing on Saturday. Upper 40s and lower 50s for sunrise temperatures. But as we head into the afternoon, nice improvement tomorrow. Look at that. Hillsville 70, Pulaski, Blacksburg 73, Rocky Mount, Martinsville, Bedford, Roanoke at about 77 degrees. Much nicer day. Going to be great for the Dogwood Festival in Vinton. They're going rain or shine, but they're definitely going to have a better time out there heading into tomorrow afternoon. Pushing 80 in Alta Vista, South Boston, and Danville. So definitely enjoy that. Yeah, we'll have some clouds and some residual fog first thing tomorrow morning. Heading into the afternoon, however, we'll see more sunshine. This is 5 p.m. Future Tracker showing nothing to worry about on our Saturday, but the clouds increase and the rain chances increase as well. Heading into Sunday morning, this may be just a touch on the early side, but I do think we see some pretty widespread rain moving in Sunday morning. And much like today, that's probably the heaviest rain of the day. And Future Tracker looks to be just a little too far east with this band. I think between 12 and 4 p.m., I could stand to see some showers, some thunderstorms along and to the east of US 29. So that would be Lynchburg, Danville, places like that. So again, around lunchtime Sunday, I still could stand to see this blob being a little bit farther to the west. Heading into the rest of the afternoon Sunday, though, we'll still see some scattered showers here and there, but you start to see the wind changing direction. That's going to start coming in out of the north and west on Sunday afternoon and evening. It's actually going to get a little gusty at times as well. So most widespread rain. Sunday looks to be morning into the early afternoon. Still left with some scattered showers, though, heading late afternoon into the evening. As far as how much rain, most forecast data shows anywhere from about a half an inch to an inch and a half. That on top of the rain that we saw earlier today. could lead to some additional flooding. Widespread, not at all, but some streams, some creeks, some low-lying areas, some of the parks that we've seen today taking on water could once again have to deal with those kind of ramifications heading into Sunday. As far as severe damaging thunderstorms, mostly south and east of us, but I'm going to watch areas close to US 29 late Sunday morning into the early afternoon. Sure, let's go ahead. If the weather were significantly warmer tomorrow, no, it wouldn't be worse, just because we're kind of in between storm systems. But yeah, I think regardless, tomorrow we're in good shape, even if it is warmer than like the 77 I put there. Not at all. So the question was thunder and high winds in Roanoke tomorrow afternoon. Absolutely not. Tomorrow is a nice, pleasant day. Saturday, get outside, maybe take a hike or do something along those lines. Sunday is going to be the day that we spend most time inside. Allie, any other questions other than that? Cool. Yeah, if you guys have questions while you're watching, let us know. Allie, one of our digital folks, is talking in my ear every now and then, feeding me with questions, and so we'll both be happy to take those throughout the rest of this Appcast. All right, so as far as after the weekend goes, April showers, yeah, they bring May flowers, but they also bring some wind. Heading into the beginning of May, you're looking at wind gusts 20 to 30 on Monday, 30 to 40 perhaps Tuesday and Wednesday. So kind of a prolonged period of gusty wind here to get the new month started out. So what does that mean? You look at these numbers and you're like, okay, well, I can't really visualize that. Well, in an instance like this where we've got a soggy ground, could lead to some down limbs, maybe spotty power outages. But for the most part, it is just going to be windy and kind of a nuisance at times Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's also going to blow in some cooler air. You see those arrows coming in out of the west and northwest. Temperatures about 10 to 15 degrees below average each afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So keep in mind, our temperatures this time of year, the average is low to mid 70s. So we'll be in the 50s in the mountains. We'll be in the low to mid 60s everywhere else. So kind of a tease a couple weeks ago when we had nothing but 80s and sunshine. It's going to be a while before we see that consistently. It is spring after all. 80s and sunshine is not supposed to happen on a day-to-day basis this time of year. Tomorrow, though, in the 70s, again, don't have to worry about any kind of storminess tomorrow. We are good to go. It's Sunday that you see some widespread rain in the morning into the early afternoon. It turns a little more scattered late in the afternoon into the evening. And then by Monday there you see we're struggling to get out of the 50s. This 61 you see here is for the Roanoke Valley. Areas to the west are only going to be in the 50s for highs. Monday and Tuesday we'll begin in the low to mid 40s. Still gusty at times. High temperatures low to mid 60s. We'll start to crawl out of that heading into Thursday. But once again, forecast data showing the chance for Friday rain next week. Again, it's getting cruel at this point, but it looks like that's our next shot after the weekend. Let's see here. Time's 10:08. Allie, do we have any other questions? Cool. Wind for Sunday starts out not too bad. So it'll start out just kind of maybe a little bit on the breezy side as we see some rain coming in. Heading into the evening on Sundays when we can start to see things picking up as far as wind is concerned. So I think we could see some wind gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour late Sunday into Sunday evening, and then that's going to be off and on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They're going to be pretty windy days for us. And the reason why I say that, if you want to kind of dive into the meteorology here, is you've got low pressure to the north. All right. So what the air tries to do is it tries to rush toward low pressure to essentially fill the void. And so the stronger that storm system is to our north, the more wind we get out of it. And it's going to be with us from Monday through Wednesday. In fact, I'll put this into motion here. Let's see. There we go. Monday, low pressure to the north. Let's see. Tuesday, low pressure to the north. Wednesday, low pressure to the north. So the wind is going to be gusty all 3 of those days. But as far as Sunday is concerned, starts out pretty calm wind-wise, but the evening could get pretty gusty. Were there any other questions? The weather on the Outer Banks. Let's kind of, yeah, let's see. And I'm assuming it's for the weekend. Okay, I would imagine so. This weekend, cool. So, all right, we've got, Saturday into Sunday, maybe a little bit of stuff to contend with. Yeah, even heading into midday Sunday, that's probably going to be the worst time on the Outer Banks. It looks as though their weather actually is kind of looking similar to ours in the sense that we're in between storm systems tomorrow. So Saturday's the best weather day for the Outer Banks. Sunday's going to get a little rocky with some heavy rain at times, possibility of some thunderstorms as well. And it looks like that's going to be pretty off and on Sunday in the morning toward midday. And as you see, that one storm system riding into North Carolina just kind of piles up some storms heading toward about early afternoon on the Outer Banks. So they're going through the same nonsense that we'll be going through this weekend. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in here this evening during our Appcast. It's about 10:11. Thanks for asking your questions. If you didn't get a chance to ask a question and you have one, you can always private message me on Facebook, and I'll try my best to get to you there. But in the meantime, have a great rest of your Friday night. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk